you look around the league, there's a lot of teams, in the hunt. We're in the hunt. You sit here and you say, hey, Thanksgiving, and close to the end of November, and we're in the hunt. When you sit around that table tomorrow, you're saying we're in the hunt. And there's a lot of teams that wish they were in the hunt. Well, we're in the hunt.
You probably think I'm joking, but I swear to God, I do not like Sean Murphy and Kyle Turner right now. I don't.
What did I do? I didn't play.
Yeah. I fucking hate this thing. Like, this is so stupid.
I was so angry today.
What do you want from me? Like,
I don't want anything to you. I was trying to talk so you didn't have to talk, you fucking...
Still doing the podcast.
Yeah, because people love you. This is the only thing that gets people through. You know how many Greg Bouks are out there? Just with
less today. I'll tell you, fewer today. A couple of them are in a garage right now with the engine running.
Where else could you get incredibly bad takes from a bad football game from three very uninformed guys?
Yeah.
Two of you who don't have a voice because they went to the game like idiots.
Yeah.
So I'll say this for a take. This is why I'm mad, because I don't think the season's over. Mm-hmm. But like, can I just fucking can we just wait till next week to do a stupid podcast? Like, this is so stupid. Like, what are you gonna say? No one's gonna. This isn't gonna help. It's just so stupid. I'm not even trying to be depressing. It's just, they drop pass.
I thought your take was gonna be, can't the Bills wait and for a couple weeks for their bad game?
No, I don't want to do this when they lose, because it's just it's annoying. It's so annoying.
Guys, if I can remind everyone for a second, okay, the great Marv Levy quote.
Yes.
Pick yourself up and try again.
Did he say that?
Marv Levy, Aaliyah, or whatever.
See, I don't remember that because his team's won. So I don't remember that happening a lot.
Look, it's one game. Is it the end of the world?
Yes.
Absolutely. It is. And I just want to sit here today. And I have one thing to say about Josh Allen, and it's I told you so. 3 years ago, I said he was the worst quarterback in the history of the NFL, and today I was proven right.
If you went to the game, I'm just not going to keep saying that because it's not a perspective I'm used to. I don't go to a lot of them. I don't know anything else going on. I don't know the out of town scores. You just miss that kind of shit. I kind of had an idea that I thought I heard maybe the Chargers did well. I have no idea, but you don't see the replays as well. It was just garbage. Was it as bad as I thought it was from the end zone seat, 4 billion seats, feet up? They just look like shit.
Well, it was almost worse for me because I was doing, and I hope the NFL isn't listening, I was doing one of those illegal streams. And I think because it was week 1 or whatever, they were a mess. So every 10 minutes I had to get up and change the stream. So 1, that was insanely annoying. And 2, I remember specifically there was one time where the Bills were punting and I was like, froze. Sorry, let me undo this. Oh, okay. And we're losing by 10 now. It's just and not even seeing the plays to get mad at it in real time. So it was extra frustrating to deal with that today.
So I think I have a combination of feelings, Greg, to answer.
Whoa, this is not Kyle.
There's a lot, and I need to explain a little, and I'm going to make a long story boring. So I've gotten 3 hours of sleep this entire weekend. I'm not out here partying. Okay. Sometimes.
And you know what? Kyle's not trying to make excuses for how he was as a fan on Sunday.
I was pretty today. I was just tired. I forgot. I haven't been to a Bills home game in years. Right. And I mean, even before, I don't think I went to one in 2019. And I quickly remembered and hated how exhausting it is. Yeah. And I never thought this would happen. The initial I'm back in the stadium was great. The fucking flyover, which I don't care enough. When I served in the greatest Navy in the world, I saw plenty of planes. I don't care about one more every couple.
And it's like Kyle always tells me, planes, who cares? Why don't they do a boat over? You know, that you can maybe get behind.
This plane was a boat, I think. It was gigantic. It was the biggest plane I've ever seen.
After the first quarter, and this is the Bills are still winning, I was like, I'd much rather be home on my couch. Yeah. And that was like, but I think it was all that combined. Bad sleep, long day. I was like, oh wow, this is overwhelming. Maybe, I don't fucking know. But by the end of the first quarter, I was like, I could go home and be fine.
I didn't feel that way the whole time. Like I was like loving being there. Like I was like, because I battled, like we didn't have tickets until like 45 minutes before kickoff, like, or 45 minutes before like you walk in. We just kept checking prices till they dropped, got the right price, went in there. And we, like, my wife had never been to a game. So I was like, let's just go down there and like, we got nothing to do now. We like walking in the morning before, like, let's go walking in Orchard. So we did it. We walked the tailgate things. We had no beer. We had no food. We had no plan. And we wound up, Matt Bergman, we wound up at his tailgate with, cause he's in town, and had a good time, bought the tickets, went in. And I was immediately like, I'm so glad we did this. It's so loud. Like, especially for her first game, like this was just, what a feeling. Everyone was in such a good mood. And I was like, it hasn't been like this forever. You can just tell it was going to be really cool and special. Before it wasn't, but like I was really glad I went, and it felt really cool all the way through till that moment when your game froze. And it was just like, oh shit, this isn't what's going to happen. Like they're not special this year. No, they suck. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not. Jesus. They're going to relegate.
The one thing you guys at the stadium missed is they did a 9/11 tribute.
Oh no, we saw.
Oh no, we saw that.
No, Steve Buscemi version.
No. Wait a second. They did a 9/11 tribute, and then immediately after, cut to an Arby's commercial. And man, was that funny! They like it was the somber 9/11 thing. There was maybe 1 second of blackness pause, and then it was like, "We got the meats." It was funny.
That's America, though.
Yeah,
America's got the meats, man. What do you want? What do you want? That's true blue.
I got
white and blue. Yeah. There was a boner of the. Do you want to start there, Sean? Do you want me to like stop talking? We're not in mid-season form right now. We're fucking up.
Sure. We haven't talked about the game yet, right? I haven't missed that. Okay.
Isaiah McKenzie's return was super cool. Like man, if he could have gotten into that end zone, that would have been awesome. But that was after that, I didn't like much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna nominate. It's pretty easy, but the Gabe Davis touchdown, I thought that was phenomenal. Very fun.
I mean, there's borderline only those two boners, right?
The Addison sack was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, but what fucked up my boner?
Your mom walked in the room.
Yeah.
Oh, mom, door's closed.
Right away, there was the flag.
Yeah.
And I think it ruined the boner because everyone was like, "What the fuck is the flag?
Yep.
Come on!" So it was like a huge rush, and then it was like this massive disappointment. Even though we came out on the winning end of that, but that initial down boner.
Can we segue into the refs? I know it's like a loser thing. You complain about the refs, but like it was just fucking, and even for both sides, but it was just like unfun. A lot of the holding was our fault. The O-line looked terrible, which we'll get into in a second. But there was just some stuff that I'm like, that's a pass interference, but the things on Diggs wasn't. Why is there like why is there the whole first quarter flags and then there's no more flags on that part of the field for the rest of the game? Like it was just very like inconsistent and not a fun product.
The line sucked because Pittsburgh's really good. I think like that. It's one of the reasons why I think their defense is really good. I don't think they're going to win as many games as they did last year. They might struggle, but like the flag thing was just, I felt like in the fans, like I was being that fan that was just like, just bitter.
Yeah.
The entire time that the Diggs one in particular, that was shitty. Like, and you just had this feeling like it's not going to turn.
Well, and even in the Tre'Davious White interception thing, you're like, man, that's ticky-tack. And it's one thing if the whole game is called ticky-tack like that, but it was just like, God, like it's just the thing. Once that happened, I'm like, oh, this is
By the one interception, I did not expect that. Like, I was just waiting every play that happened positively to be a flag. Like, at that point, I had already been defeated by the flag. So it's just like, well, that's coming back.
Exactly.
And I didn't even see the flag at that point. And then it was.
I was I'm very pro ref. I side with the refs all the time. But hey, don't hold as much, and then it doesn't seem as bad. That's
your
what I
quarterback
say.
your quarterback would just be dead.
Yeah. What's it called?
I famously last week on the season preview said on this podcast that I think, we rebuilt the D line this offseason. I think our Achilles heel this season is going to be the O-line, and we're going to do a Kansas City of this year and have to rebuild the O-line because they did not look good. And maybe it's what Greg said. Maybe Pittsburgh's D-line is good, whatever. But that was a pretty rough show. That was maybe the most disappointing couple of players on the entire team.
Yeah, the two tackles, Williams and Dawkins, a rough time.
And there's supposed to be the good part.
Yeah, TJ Watt, he's fucking phenomenal, and Ingram isn't nothing, but holy shit. I mean, they held. Now, this is where I don't know enough about football, and I refuse to learn more than I do.
Uh-huh.
Should we maybe blame Daboll a little bit? But like, hey, man, help the guy out. It's rough. He can't do it. After like the third false start on Dawkins or holding on Dawkins, you think he'd be like, all right, let's every play give him a fucking chip. Wherever TJ Watt is, we're chipping him every single play. Yeah. Something, but I don't know. I don't know enough, about that. I tried to watch the All 22 on my cell phone on the ride home, but
don't even.
I couldn't.
This might be someone's first time listening to the podcast. You can't.
Well, they got
to give them a couple weeks first.
No, they got to know that Kyle always watches the All 22 right after the game, and he could get his.
Is not available. Yes,
he gets his analysis out there. But he gets first access.
Greg,
to it.
I was at the game. I was taping it.
Yeah,
I set up my own camera.
He had live 22, live all.
Yeah.
This
22.
This must be said, and I say this every year we play the Steelers, but man, I hate the fucking Steelers. I hate the Steelers. They're right up there with the Patriots to me. I hate Roethlisberger. I think he's a sexual assaulter. I think
that's not really an opinion. He is a sexual assaulter.
Yeah, I think the coach tried to trip a player on a field a couple years ago. I think their fans fucking stink. I'm sick of them winning. I think they're all ugly. And I'm just sick. They win all the time, and it's so annoying. And they get a lot of respect in the league, which I get, but sometimes it's nauseating. I was reading an article this week before the game, and it was like, the Bills and Patriots would have met in the divisional round if Pittsburgh didn't lose to Cleveland. And I was like, that's not a fucking sentence. Like, I would marry Natalie Portman if I wasn't fucking ugly. What does that mean? Like they got trounced by the Browns. They got destroyed.
I never think of the Patriots I never think of the Steelers at all. I have no hatred for them. I don't even care about them.
Yeah.
That's almost worse. That's like that's an intense burn. I don't think of you at all. What's his name in the elevator? Don Draper. That's a Don Draper insult there.
No, I'm not even doing that. Like, I understand like that. They have always been good. They have 3 fucking coaches all time.
I know, and that's I'm fucking sick of them. Go away.
They did with a win.
Go away. Become the Pittsburgh Pirates, you fucking yinzer losers. I'm Kyle this episode. They fucking stink. Get rid of them.
It's fitting you well. Yeah.
Mayor of Easttown over here. Sean of Easttown.
Yeah, he should vape after saying something like that. Fucking Steelers.
I made the joke earlier about Allen sucking. I don't think he sucks. But boy, it was not a good showing, and and will that get exploited by national media, Twitter, any person that calls into a radio show that might be, a local one where they talk solely about the Bills. But fuck, it did not look good.
And that's the thing the point I thought Greg was making early on is I kind of wanted them just give me a couple wins and then lose a bad game. Now we got to start the season like this. It makes football less exciting. Like, I don't want to watch football anymore after this, like until next week. So it's just like such a bummer way to start the season against the team that I fucking hate.
I haven't even looked at. I have a fantasy team that I fucking hate. I didn't want to do it, and I did it, and I haven't even looked at it. I just don't even care about the NFL right now. We came home and we settled in and ate some chili and watched The Leftovers.
Oh, me and my girlfriend are watching.
So you
Leftovers
ate
too.
Leftovers.
What season are you in?
We just finished
while watching Leftovers.
one. Oh, it's a good
joke.
show. You're gonna like season 2. I'm in 3. We're about halfway through 3. There's only
That's
3
exciting.
seasons, I think. Yes,
Yeah, there is. I'm excited to talk to you about it.
I cannot wait to talk about Leftovers. Let's talk about the Leftovers. Who
Let's
cares
Can
about
I-
the Bills? No one cares.
I had another Bills. I wanted a question here.
Your tweet of the game better be about the Leftovers. That's all I
That's
have.
right. Yes. That's right. Did Kevin really die?
Were you? I know this is going to be a dumb question, but I want you to think about it here. Like, don't just answer right. It'll be like, okay, now it makes sense, and I'll answer. Was it as big a disappointment in a loss recently, or is it more just like, that sucks, but I'm so convinced this team will be good no matter what, that it's not even that big of a disappointment, even though it was the home opener off one of the best seasons you've ever had, and the expectations couldn't be any higher?
Well, it's tough because I'm trying to think of a more disappointing loss recently, because when we lost to the Chiefs, it was like, it's the Chiefs. When we lost to the Houston in the playoffs, we're like, we're not really that good. You know, like there were not many games in the past 5 years that were like straight up disappointing. They were anger inducing, but can you think of one, Greg? You have one?
Tennessee, they came on a short week. They had COVID. We should have rolled them by 40 points. And that was bad. Like that game was like, I don't know if we're any good now. Like that was tough. I am, like Kyle said, I am in the place where I think that they're good. I still think they're good.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the whole season. It does but what Sean said, you want to win the first week, just get the first week done so I can watch stupid,
especially the season opener at home, the home opener.
Yeah.
It's just like that one. Yeah.
It's so Buffalo to be like, we haven't had fans in here for a year and a half. Here we go. And we'll blow it. It's like, that makes sense.
Sean, quick question. So I'm sure you heard it on the television, unless it was one of your streams were down.
Could be.
But they booed Cole Beasley in the very beginning. They booed him pretty heavily at when they were introducing the offense. Mm-hmm. They booed him on his first few catches. Then the boos went down as the game went on. People clearly stopped caring. But do you think you would have booed him?
That's a good question. I like that they did. I kind of like that they did for a little while and then stopped. It's like you got the message across and then you move on.
Yeah, but doesn't that make them more of like I told you guys would already get sick of it. You're not gonna hate me all year. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, though that's true. No, I mean, if I were to boo him, which I might have, I would have only done it for a couple times.
Yeah, like the initial I'm booing this guy, it's funny, and then once the bit ran out, you're like, I don't need to do it anymore.
Exactly. I did not think he was being booed. I thought it was cheers. Like it sounded like in my section they weren't booing. I didn't catch a bigger reaction for him than anyone else, so I didn't hear boos.
I heard it.
It was loud. They weren't booing. They were saying Boozley.
It was the first couple catches, and the introduction was like a heavy boo.
Okay, so if you take the Beasley booing, and we're talking about the stupid vaccination thing, obviously, get over it. The mask policy there was no you were supposed to wear a mask in the concourse. There was a woman, God bless her, who was in charge of making sure people wore her mask. There was 5 people at every tunnel entrance, and they were all there like security. And they were like, you need to make sure people have their masks on. There's a woman that would say, put your mask on. You can look at her and take your mask and drop it on the ground, and she would you could have walked by her. No one was stopping you, and there was no one wearing a mask.
She could tell you to wear a mask. You could go up to her, take her mask off, throw it out, and leave.
And she would not have flinched. They were like a Buckingham Palace guard.
She would have
not allowed to break their facial expression.
She would have instantly took another mask out, put it on, and continued telling people to wear masks.
What a terrible job! Imagine being that job description of I got to do this for 3. It's like Greg here, and he has to do an in the hunt after a Bills loss. Of I got it. How long do I got to do this for?
The only worst job was there was a woman at one of the stands, And in the stands, it said like, like they'll like say Lenovo and pizza logs and roast beef. The one stand was pulled pork. And when you go, like, then you go up there and you order something, like you wait in line, and they didn't have pulled pork. Like there was not, like that was never going to happen there. There was never a pig anywhere near this place. And the poor woman behind the cashier was just like, by the time I asked her and I tried to order a pulled pork, she was just like, dude, there's no pulled pork here. Like she's already said it like 15 million times. They weren't selling pulled pork. So and then she asked, could you put your mask on?
I was standing by the men's bathroom by my section, and this super old guy came up, and he was like, can I stand on this wall with you? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. He was old. Okay. I'm talking like old. Okay. You got to hold his hand down the stairs, a little old, you know what I mean? But
Like
he's and then he starts talking to me, and just, how when old people talk, they just, all of a sudden you go from like, oh, you're a big Bills fan, and then like 3 minutes later is like, and that's how my sister got cancer, and you're like, what? Why are you telling me your life story? My first wife died, but then I remarried in 1982. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? We were talking about the Bills literally 2 minutes ago. Anyways, COVID. You know how old people got like wet mouths or some shit, you know what I'm saying? They're very drooly. They're very drooly
mouth,
but most of their teeth are fake and their gums are weird, so they're drooly all the time. Anyways, He hit a word with a strong P, and I swear, dude, he covered my arm in spit. And I instantly was like, oh, dude, we're all gonna die here. Like this is an old man just spit on me, and he didn't even know. And it was enough for me to, I left the conversation. I said, excuse me, I got to go to the bathroom. And I washed my arm off in the bathroom with soap and water.
If only that he listened to that woman with the mask. Avoided.
No one did. No one did.
Do we have anything before we get to the question game? We have any other shitty thing about this game? Obviously, a big thing was McDermott not going for those 2 4th downs.
How do we not talk? I mean, we shouldn't, because you can just go back and listen to his first couple years of our podcast when he was like not great, but like, what the fuck, dude?
It was like a time warp game of like McDermott and Allen of 2 years ago, where it's just that like things were just off, and like they weren't like I guess you could maybe defend not going for maybe 1 or 2 of those, but then you go for the other 2 ones later that were like worse versions of the ones he turned down earlier, and you're just like, it's just like, what's going on here? And
he must draw energy from his quarterback, and just they didn't have it today.
Yeah. And it was an extra frustrating game because they kept getting to like the middle of the field and stalling out, which makes you it's like, God, we're just there.
Yeah.
Or like you'd get a good play and there'd be a penalty, sometimes legit, sometimes bullshit, and you're just like, it was just such a frustrating game.
Football is stupid and life is meaningless.
This is like it. In the first half of the game, it looked like 2 teams trying to let the other one win. In the first half, when just like both offenses were bad, both quarterbacks were making these like weird, like it's almost like making their throws harder on purpose. Allen, instead of like moving to the right, is like, I'll just jump and throw it. and Ben was terrible. Like the Steelers looked more like they were at their best offense could be, and it looked like the Bills played down to them and made more mistakes. So that's why I truly believe like one is fixable and one will just it won't hit every team on its worst.
I came away from this game going like, hey, everyone, the Steelers still stink, right? Like most of Ben's passes were like kind of these crazy athletic plays by the receiver that you're not going to get every week, or these like bubble screen passes, or like. And man, they just, which made it more frustrating, is they didn't look that good.
Yeah.
Okay, trivia.
Okay.
Wait, no, I have a tweet of the game.
God damn it,
Greg! It's the tweet of the game.
Shit. Okay,
but I don't. Here's the thing. I didn't have cell phone reception, so I couldn't go on Twitter. But
that's the main thing.
This is going to be just something someone yelled out. Is that what it is?
Okay. I just want to talk about one guy specifically. He was sitting, of course, right behind me, and he was this guy. Every time they ran the ball, he was like, he was like, you can't run, throw the ball. And then every time they threw the ball, he's like, what are we going to do? Just abandon the run? and then when either one of them worked, he went, see? And I just want to say, that guy fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And if you're that guy, you shouldn't chant anything at the game. You shouldn't try. You shouldn't yell, hey, dude, they can't hear you. Your voice isn't traveling. Who are you telling?
Yeah.
Okay. No one cares. You're in the stands. Say something funny. You could be like, yo, I saw that dude, small dick. You know what I mean? Like, say something funny like that. Don't offer your honest, horrible opinion on what football should be.
Yeah, I answered the phone from that guy for 18 years. I'm positive it was.
I want to be like, yeah, man. I mean, you sell fences. I don't need to know what you think about the cover two.
A thing that made me laugh.
What's wrong with selling fences? That's an honorable, respectable thing to do.
Yeah, and guess what? If I had a question about a fence, I'd go to you. I'm not going to go to you to, yell about fucking why Zach Moss was inactive.
A thing that made me laugh the other week thinking about, I don't know if you guys remember, there's one of our podcasts, it might have been a Patreon. Kyle said he thought Jacob Hollister was going to be the starting tight end by week 6, and he didn't even make the team.
He still could be. He still could be their starting tight end by week 6.
They trade back for him for a second round pick.
All right, so let's go to the question game. Thomas, his blurb for this week, he just quickly says, I'm glad I'll be out of reception all this week for my work. That's it. That's all I want to say.
And make sure you download the pod still, Thomas.
You can't be out of reception from the internet. Where is he? Like in the middle of the alkali, forget it.
Yellowstone.
Algonquin wilderness.
But as Kyle said, the media is going to be awful this week, both local and national.
Oh, I'm not going to watch
it. It's a podcast week. That's what I know. I'm going to listen to a lot of podcasts.
It's an in the hunt week, baby. All right, Jersey on the line. I just picked someone at random that we haven't done before. Aaron Williams.
Oh, he was mentioned in our tailgate party.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I miss Aaron Williams.
I do too. He was a fun fan favorite player.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you know what? I promise I'm going to write real trivia questions soon, but I had a busy week. So we're back to the game from the past couple weeks that you two hate.
This.
I know. I want you to go back and forth naming Bills players, past and present, whose last name starts with a B, as in Bauk. There's 128 B's. I say around 30 or so are gettable. And here's a hint right off the bat. There's a bunch of current Bills that fit this criteria. So let's start with Greg. Who do you got?
So is this just last name?
I could give you. You should know the first name, but I'll give that for you.
Okay, no, the last name starts with B, like
yes,
the
correct.
first name
yes,
doesn't.
Correct.
Okay, I'll start with Reuben Brown.
There you go.
Cole Beasley.
Okay.
I'll give you another big hint because I like to keep this game going. So
we just did 2, and we didn't hesitate.
I know, but you're gonna. I've done this game a couple times, and you guys flame out very quickly.
Yeah.
The name Greg just gave for his first one. There's a lot of them.
Okay.
There's a lot of that name.
Sure.
Boogie
Basham.
I forgot what Greg's first name was.
Greg.
No, you're the first.
No, okay.
Name you
Don't
said.
tell him. Don't tell him. I will fucking leave this pod. I'm gonna anyways. Like this is probably my last episode.
No, don't say that. Fans will revolt.
Yeah.
Oh, Ike Buttigieg. Boatinger.
Yeah.
Buttigieg. He did it again. Did Boogie Basham? I did. Why is this so hard? It really is.
It is hard.
I was gonna say Bowfinger. Not an Eddie Murphy movie.
Yes.
Brown.
Brown Town.
Not Antonio Brown.
Nope.
You know what?
Is
You know what, Greg?
Antonio Brown.
There's been an Antonio Brown who played for the Bills.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Congratulations.
I was just gonna say Brown and then just keep till Sean gives it to him.
I'm gonna say John Brown.
There
I have
you go.
one. Good one. I'm good. I got one right away if you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Don Beebe.
No,
That's two B's.
Yeah. No, it's just that just counts for. I'll take 2 points. You want to give me 2 points? Okay. Oh, I got one.
Wait, we're doing B's?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we are. There's a couple more current bills.
Breda, Matt
Yep.
Breda.
Good job. Good job. See, you guys doing well with this one. Greg, you got another locked and loaded?
Avion Black. He's a
Oh,
receiver. Texas, Mississippi
Yep.
A&M, something like that.
well done. Kyle, he's thinking. He's going through the roster. Right now he's going Allen. That's an A. Josh Allen. Nope, that's an A. Mitch Trubisky. That's a T.
Don't laugh. That's how else are you supposed to do it? That's it. I'm going like
that is the only way to do it.
I'm putting a quarterback on the field and then going through his offensive line, and I don't remember them very well, but then like behind him, I'm okay. There was Matt Murphy. Okay, there is Jonathan Litton. Like, who is next to him? There's no B's coming to mind. Although I have one.
I'm doing the same thing.
Oh,
I
Greg
win
has
because I have one.
So current bills is a good hint. There's a couple people that were on your bus team, collectively, not you specifically. Let's see, we got some bigger people left. We got some quarterbacks, some special teamers.
Stop.
Okay, sorry.
Man,
Steve Basker.
I can't think of anything.
Okay, I'll take the question then with Bratton.
Yep.
Mike Bratton on the Wall of Fame.
Greg,
I looked at his name today, and that's the only way I would have gotten it. That was just the first question. I'm done. I'm already
No,
tired.
that's it. Just one question, Greg.
Oh, that's it. Okay, so
Yeah.
I won trivia.
You won the Aaron
Oh.
Williams jersey. Congratulations.
Right.
Let me go through
now I wish there was a jersey.
let me go through and say some possible notable names you missed.
I had more ready.
Oh, you got some?
No, don't do it. Don't
Okay.
fucking shut up.
Okay, we got Carlton Bailey, we got Howard Ballard, we got Matt Barkley. We got the guy who can beat the shit out of Kyle, Tyler Bass.
Oh, little tidy Bass.
We got Ryan Bates. We have Demetrius Bell, Kelvin Benjamin, Cornelius Bennett, Drew Bledsoe, Russell Bodine,
Holy cow.
Corey Bjorquez.
Bjorquez. We could have used him today.
Nigel Bradham.
I miss Bajorquez.
Yeah.
Man, he was a cool dude, man, with the mustache.
We got
this new guy sucks.
We got Brian Brom. We got Bucky Brooks, Levi Brown, Preston Brown, Spencer Brown, Zach Brown Band, Sean Bryson.
I don't know who Spencer Brown is.
He's on the team. He's a backup left tackle, 3rd round pick. Jeff Burris, Reggie Bush, Vernon Butler, and Jarius Bird.
Too many people. I stopped.
Yeah. I'm done.
Well, before we finish, Greg, we have to preview the Dolphins game because we play the Dolphins next week. We desperately need a win. And of course, even though we've always had the Dolphins number the past couple of years, we need a Kyle key to the game to get us back on our winning ways.
I forgot about these. I missed these.
Yeah. So, Kyle, how do we beat the Dolphins? How do we get that first victory of the year?
Okay, here's what you do. You know their quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa.
Yep, that's
You
him.
did way better than I thought. You started
did.
saying his name,
Yep.
and I said, "This is going to be the worst
Same.
thing that ever happened."
And he kind of saved it. That was pretty impressive.
That was amazing. He did start with a body part, but then he did roll into something that sounded like his name.
Well so done. Obviously his name's a little tough for some people, Greg. And so I think what we do is we go to the Dolphins announcer guy, right? Who talks during, he's like Tua with the 5-yard pass, whatever. Anyways, you pay that guy off to every time he says his last name, he says it a different way. And then it gets to Tua. He's like, can't this guy get into my? He's saying that he's like Tua Tungabalada, Tua Tub Thumper. and he just keeps fucking it up. And Tua's finally like goes up there, and then he misses a quarter because he has to walk all the way back down, and then that's how you beat him.
So basically, you're saying the announcer becomes Danny Glover's character in Rookie of the Year, where he can't pronounce Rowan Gardner, and Rowan Gardner gets rid of that.
Kai, before we recorded, Kyle was watching that movie. Goes, I got an idea.
I obviously I didn't watch any highlights of the Miami game. They did beat New
the
England.
Patriots.
That's
That's
awesome.
important
They beat the
because if
Patriots.
Mac Jones threw for like 500 yards
Yep.
today and the Patriots were good and I had to listen to that bullshit,
Yep.
I'd be mad. I hope his stats were he was 29 of 39 for 281 a touchdown. Those look good. I hope it wasn't. I hope it was all dump passes.
I'm excited to watch the highlights and read about what Tua did, because the stat line does not look, I mean, it looks just
Better
as
than Allen's.
pedestrian as you could get. It's like,
Yeah.
16 for 27 for 202, one TD, one interception. And it's like, man, that's the most boring quarterback game.
Speaking,
And they didn't even run the ball well.
you know who had a good quarterback game today? Tyrod Taylor.
Yes, he
baby.
did. I love Tyrod. Yes.
Yeah.
I was excited.
That's insane. They were, I mean, don't get me wrong. They're probably going to have they don't have a pick. They're probably going to be the worst team in the NFL still. But like, what a wild start.
Yeah.
You have Tyrod, who people have just been like casted him out every team he's gone, and he beats one of the highest rated quarterback prospects in the history of the NFL. And they destroy them.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything about it. I want to see. I'm trying to pull up the stats on the game and I can't find them.
It's pretty good. He got just a shade under 300 yards.
Still couldn't get 300
Still couldn't
yards.
get
He could
300,
never
yeah, of
get
course.
300 yards.
So prediction for the game, I think the Bills come back and they win. I don't know if it's big, but I think I'm going to say the Bills win 20-10.
Kyle, go ahead.
That wouldn't even make me feel great. 20 points.
Yep.
I do think the Bills get back on schedule a little bit more next week. Hopefully it's just whatever week one jitters with Allen, and Ben Roethlisberger doesn't get him because it looks like he has a nerve issue and he doesn't feel the rest of his body.
Yeah. Doesn't care about
like-
other people. So it's
Yeah.
understandable.
So, maybe Allen is able to calm back down. Miami doesn't have diehard fans to really get into his head down. There's probably going to be just as many Bills fans, but I think the Bills will lose 49-10.
Whoa, that's a Greg Bouk pick. Oh man,
Yeah.
stunned
So-
silence.
So this is it. My last podcast. So it's kind of like my sign off. It has been.
Don't you
at
think?
times
Hold on,
super
shut
annoying.
up for a second. Don't you
This is
think
my
that?
farewell.
Shut the fuck up. I know. Don't you think?
Farewell.
Don't you think this has made you feel better? Doesn't doing this make you feel a little better?
No, I could
I
have
like
been
it.
watching the leftovers. I had a beer. I was settling down. I was going to make some tea later because I can't feel my throat. Oh
Yeah.
no, I don't.
I'm gonna
wanna
have
do this
cereal.
alone.
No, I think this makes you feel a little
Cereal
better.
is so good. I might have some
It's so
cereal.
good.
I might put
I
honey.
can't wait.
If I put
It's-
honey on my cereal, like actual,
dude.
just dump honey on it, and that'll be really good.
I used to put a lot of sugar on my cereal because my dad did it,
Mhm.
Wow.
and then I got fat.
Yeah, we did that. We did that growing up. Like that was it. If you had
We had a
cereal-
sugar bowl, and then you just
Mhm.
went like on anything. It could be Frosted Flakes, and you're like, you know what? More frosted.
And then my wife took joy away from me, and now
Yeah.
like I can't even like if I put sugar on something, it's like, oh God, like what am I for? Like I'm a failure to myself. So now shut up. So
Okay.
it has been at times painful, but at times fun.
Mhm.
Thank you for listening all of these years.
Uh-huh.
Not sure if it'll be Louis or Sean Eckert or Rick Matthews or
Uh-huh.
Chris Plumer. I know someone's stepping in to take my
Uh-huh.
place. I wish them well. And just thank you to the fans. I'm done with social media too. So this is how you'll find out about all of that.
Oh, okay.
And this is following the Bills' loss to Miami next week. But I'm not going to talk. So this is my goodbye now.
Wait,
Oh,
So
all right.
they
If
lose
you're-
26-23 next week. And I'm not doing the podcast.
If
I am
you're
not
leaving-
fucking around. I am not doing the podcast.
This is
at
what
0
you
and 2
say
next
every
week.
year.
Greg,
No,
Greg.
that's it.
I'll come to your house. I'll fucking misery you, and I'll strap you to a chair and force you to do
can't make me
podcasts.
talk. Yeah, I would rather be miseried than do the pod. Like if you hit my ankle with a hammer, I'd be like, oh, that felt great. I'm not thinking about the Bills loss. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Sean, for bashing my ankle with a sledgehammer. So this is it. This is goodbye.
Greg, if
It's
you
not.
give
We'll
up
see you
social media, can I have your I hope the Bills win bit?
It's all yours. You take it. It didn't do well
Yes.
today. It did,
You
I was
heard it here,
expecting more.
folks.
Yeah.
He gave it to me. Fair
It's
and
all
square.
yours. Sean,
All right.
you can have my replay review. I'm gonna duck into the other room and just keep
Yeah.
filling in the
Yeah.
blank.
Okay, that's
Ooh,
a pretty good one.
I can take over the IPAs too.
Yes, you can
Yeah.
take over hating IPAs.
Yeah.
Sean, you can have you can have the tweets where I'm like, hey, I work really hard at stand up and I have a show this week, and that tweet gets like 1 like and no one comes.
Yeah.
So you can have that.
Yeah, well, you know what? I got news for you. I already got that.
Well, then you'll transition very smoothly into that. Yes.
Well, that's a good place to end, to remind you all to sign up for the Patreon. we got more than 20 episodes up there right now, all with Greg. He's not going anywhere. I won't let him. We're also part of the Helium Podcasting Network. Go see a comedy show. In fact, I'm recording a special at Helium Buffalo Sunday, October 17th. Kyle's on the show. Greg's gonna hang out. He promised me.
I'm gonna go. Yes.
Yeah. So
Greg's
And
gonna
we're
be
trying
on
to
the show.
we're trying to work it out where me and Kyle go on stage at the same time.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. So come out. That'll be fun. Don't worry, there's no Bills game that day. Come to that, and go to iTunes, rate us, tell a friend, leave a review, get vaccinated, and that's it, Greg. That's it. We'll see everyone next week. Especially Greg. Greg's going to talk more than ever next week.
Sean, if you ever want to promote something personal like that doesn't affect me or Greg, you have to run it by us.
Yeah, let's just not like.
Well, you're both on the show.
I'm not going to start. Oh, by the way, guys, I came out with a steak sauce. It's called Balk Over the Top. You guys are gonna love it. It's tangy, it's rich, it's delicious. Here's how to order. Fuck that. Sweet-o, everyone.
Thanks for hanging out week 1 with us.
Yeah.
It was tough, but I hope we helped alleviate some of the shit that
Kyle,
you have to think about today.
Make everyone feel better. Say hello if you were from Paraguay.
Paraguay.
All right. Paraguay, everyone. Paraguay.
That did make me feel better.
The bills make me wanna cry. Kick my heels up and cry. Throw my hands up and die. Come on, the bills are giving it their best try. So curl up in a ball and cry. Say hey.